It's always a pleasure to receive Minister Anita Anand, who's the MP of our riding and a big supporter of our community. Pleasure to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Faris. I'm not sure if you can hear me okay.
Yeah, get a little bit closer.
No, this is the wireless. This is better? Okay. We definitely want to hear you, Minister Anita. So let's try this one. Let's try this one. And this one also? I'll hold it here.
Okay, how's that?
Yeah, it's
Is that better?
Yeah.
Can you hear her at the back?
No, this is good. Yeah, bismillah.
Well, I can hold it, actually. I can hold it.
Unless you just want to put it here, maybe it's better. Yeah?
Do you want me to
I'll
hold
just
this for you?
These are my notes. These are my notes. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. This is the third Eid that I am celebrating with you. Actually, fourth Eid that I'm celebrating with you since I began being involved in local politics, and I am so pleased to return to the Dar Foundation every single time and see so many familiar faces, and now being able to celebrate with you on this very, very special occasion where we spread joy and the values of community, the values of charity, the values of forgiveness, and the principles of peace and love. And Faris, your words ring very true to me in my heart, and it is indeed those principles that I believe we should all share, regardless of religion. Those are the principles that keep our society strong and keep us bound as friends, as neighbors, as community members, and as citizens. So thank you so much for being such an important part of our Oakville community. We are so grateful that you are here. And I am so grateful that you have welcomed me here every single time I have come. And that is a mark of leadership. Thank you. I want to tell you on Eid al-Fitr, we are reminded also of the importance of diversity and inclusion in our Canadian society. And in our recent federal budget, we propose to provide $5.6 million over 5 years, with $1.2 million to support the new special representative on combating Islamophobia. Now, you will remember that we have had conversations about this important piece of the federal landscape. It's an important piece of federal jurisdiction to ensure that combating Islamophobia is actually something we are taking seriously. And I want to tell you that in our government, we take combating Islamophobia very seriously. We are also providing additional funding to support the Muslims in Canada archive. And I'm not sure if you know that this is a collaborative initiative with the University of Toronto, where I used to work. And it aims to gather the stories of Muslims across this country, to document them, to record them, and to make sure that they continue to exist, because it is the stories, it is the teachings, it is the learnings of your community that we need to ensure are passed down from generation to generation. I want to thank you once again for inviting me here today on this important occasion. And I look forward to continuing to work with the Muslim community, not just today, not just tomorrow, but in the years to come as well. And one of my favorite things that people say to me from your community that I now say is inshallah. God be with you as you go forward in your daily life. And please know how grateful I am
Thank you very, very much, Minister. I just want to remind our congregation, our elected officials, part of justice is remembering our son, Abdurrahman ibn Nisawi, who has been suffering injustice now for many years, and we call upon our government to take his case very seriously and return him home to his family. Make dua for him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, free him. Next, we have a very close to our community, MPP Stephen Crawford. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Shukran. And Salam Alaikum. Eid Mubarak. I bring greetings from myself, my wife Nadia, who couldn't be here today but sends her regrets. And she wanted me to pass on as well Eid Mubarak to everyone as we celebrate. This is an incredibly important time of the year for the Muslim community. And we need to celebrate it. It is great to see so many people here today. And what is so refreshing and so good is that we are here in person. And I think after the last couple of years, what we've been through, to see everybody here together, it brings that sense of community that we are so happy about. And inshallah, we will have many more years in the future to celebrate in person. I just want to share very quickly a very, very brief story about my family's first Eid in Canada. For those that don't know, my wife Nadia is a South Asian Pakistani who happened to grow up in Morocco. And in 1988, her family, she was a girl, 12 or 13 at the time, immigrated to Canada from Morocco. And they went to a community called Rouen-Noranda, which is in northern Quebec, very remote French community. I don't think at the time that they moved there was any Muslims in the community that I'm aware of, and from what she told me. But she has the most incredible memories of coming to this country from Morocco, barely speaking English. Of course, it was a French community, but their accent was very different than what she spoke in Morocco. But she came here, and at the time, we moved here with nothing. Her father had got a job here with a company up in that community, and within about 10 days, it was Eid, and yet nobody was celebrating. And the evening of Eid, all of his colleagues from his company brought him to the little community center where they celebrated an Eid dinner together. His first welcome, and the family's first welcome in Canada. So I think their memories of Eid here in Canada and to this day have grown stronger and stronger. As a community, we should all share together regardless of our faith, and that's what I like about the Dar Foundation. We are a part of our community, an integral part of our community, but we share with our community at large all the good things we're doing and celebrate your faith and celebrate peace and prosperity together. So tonight I will be celebrating Eid dinner at my mother-in-law's house. I look forward to it very much. And I want to just say on behalf of myself, my family, Premier Doug Ford, the Government of Ontario, all of us, Eid Mubarak, have a wonderful day, and I wish everybody all the best. Next
we have MPP for Oakville North, Burlington, F.A. Trincomapolis. Got it right this time? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm very pleased to be with you. As Farash mentioned, I'm FE to the Ndafilopoulos, and I'm the member of provincial parliament in the north part of Oakville, North Burlington. And I'm also pleased to be able to join you again on behalf of these wonderful celebrations for Eid. I have to tell you that the traditions, particularly around the holy days of Ramadan and fasting, are something that I also in my own culture very much appreciate. Because in the Greek tradition, we fast for 50 days in the lead up to our holy days of Easter. So it's very, very similar in terms of the values that we have around thinking about our fellow neighbors, our families, about fasting and being able to be grateful for what we have, and about that most important aspect of our faith, which is forgiveness and being able to be kind to other people. So I'm very pleased to be able to join you again today to share this wonderful end of the holy days of Ramadan as we embark on Eid Mubarak. And on behalf of Premier Ford and my colleagues in the Ontario government, I also want to tell you about how inclusive and warm your welcome is whenever I come. Premier Ford believes it's very important that we all very much participate in our Ontario society. We are one, we are an inclusive community, we very much work together, and as we all have found, our differences are much smaller than what we have in common as cultures. And so in Canada, we're blessed to be able to live together in peace. So on behalf of Premier Ford, my colleague Stephen Crawford and myself, I'd like to wish you a wonderful celebration as you end your fast, and Eid Mubarak to all of you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have our good friend, Mayor Rob Burton. It's good to have you here again, sir. It's been a while.
Thank you very much, Ferris. Salam alaikum. It's my pleasure to wish you a very happy Eid Mubarak. As your mayor, it's my pleasure to remind people every chance I can that about 200 years ago, indigenous people on these lands welcomed white settlers from across the British Empire, and very soon, just within days of that, they began helping slaves, black slaves escaping from slavery in the United States, to come to Oakville to find a new life of freedom. Together, those three founding groups of Oakville built a community of harmony and prosperity, and by 1857, the Ontario legislature recognized Oakville as a town. And since then, the life of harmony and prosperity, and yes, livability that we have created in Oakville has attracted people from all over the world whom we warmly welcome in Oakville. I am very proud of the way Oakville works together, lives together, plays together, and it doesn't matter where you're from. What I learned as a newcomer to Oakville 30 years ago is this, and I think you will find it true too. The warmest welcome in Oakville is for a willing pair of hands when there is community work to be done. And there I connect my message back to Eid. This is a time when refreshed and renewed you come out to help work in your community. You will find a lot to do because we're always trying to make Oakville better. If you ever have any difficulty at all, I want to hear about it so that I can help fix it. And my number is easy to remember. I answer it myself. It's my private cell number. You don't need to write it down because you won't be able to forget it when I tell you the easy number. It's 905-330-1500. So if I don't answer, it's because somebody else is talking to me. You leave a message, I'll get back to you. Eid Mubarak. Inshallah, we will have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, I have Kerry Colborne, who's the candidate for the Conservative Party in Oakville. Pleasure having you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Your Enumeration. It is such a pleasure to be back here again. I got to spend a lot of quality time during the election. I see very many familiar faces, and it was a real pleasure to be able to meet with the Muslim community numerous times during the election, to be able to spend some time here with you at the Dar Foundation. One of the things that I always enjoy is that the messages of Imam Maresh and all the other imams that I had an opportunity to listen to, it's always a message of inspiration, it's always a message of love and of wisdom. So I really enjoy that opportunity. I just realized, of course, that I did not start with Assalamu alaikum, so I apologize for that. I also am highly aware of the fact that I am keeping you between your friends and your family and festivities and feasting. So Eid Mubarak and warm greetings from the Conservative Party of Canada.
Next, we have Mr. Jeff Sandy on behalf of the Hamilton Police. Let's take you, sir, first. Jeff?
That's okay. Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. I am so honored to be here this morning. Great to see you again for us, and thankful for the invite. On behalf of Chief Tanner, who couldn't be here this morning, I want to bring greetings to you, and it is wonderful to be amongst all of you again. I know I have Sergeant Ryan Smith, who many of you know from day-to-day activities, as well as our mobilization officers here, who do phenomenal work in the name of peace and safety every day throughout the year. But on this special occasion, I wanted to wish you all the best and say thank you very much for inviting us to be part of your extended family again this morning for us. It means quite a bit to us. I wish you peace, and I wish you a great Eid Mubarak.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, we have two candidates for Oakville and Oakville North, Oakville and Burlington. We have Allison Goyle and we have our very own Maryam Manal. So it's a pleasure having you here to address the crowd. Allison.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. I'm very, very pleased to be here today. My name is Allison Goel. I'm the Ontario Liberal candidate here in Oakville for the next provincial election. And I just wanted to wish everyone a very blessed Eid. And I hope you enjoy your festivities today, and I hope you enjoy your feast tonight. Thank you so much. I also just wanted to reiterate our government's commitment and the Ontario Liberal Party's commitment to multiculturalism, to diversity, and that is really our strength here in Canada. So I just want to say that starts in our education system, that starts also at Queen's Park. We are committed to making sure that we pass, if we are elected in government, the Our London Family Act. We are committed to fighting Islamophobia, and we are committed to fighting hate of all kinds in our country. So thank you so much, and Eid Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
My name is Maryam Manal, and I am the candidate for Burlington. I'm really excited to be here amongst you. I'm the daughter of this community. I've had the blessing of being raised by many of you here in the community as my mentors and my uncles. And I'm just blessed to be here and to actually be on stage and hoping to represent you all in Burlington on a provincial level. I wanted to say, the past 30 days, I've been reflecting a lot in Ramadan, after fasting, after going Tarawih, and making lots of istikhara to make sure it's the right path. And coming here today, it really affirmed for me that I am here for this community, to make sure that you guys have a voice that's from the community, that can represent you, and that can serve you. And Allison and I are both committed to ensure that we combating Islamophobia, we are raising and amplifying your voices, and inshallah, with Allah's blessings and your du'as, we're going to make it happen and ensure there's a representative that's going to serve you, because like I said, I'm somebody that was raised here, I'm from you, and someone who's definitely able to amplify your voices, inshallah, when elected on June 2nd.
All the best to you. Our dear guests, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to always have you, and I hope the message of our community echoed with everyone. We will continue working with everybody, hopefully for the prosperity of our country, Canada, first of all, and the safety of our community. Thank you very much for coming.